How would you like to double your bits with one strange trick? Well, you can actually do that today thanks to the fine folks over at Something Classic and Retro Games. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about a game that got a little bit of an update in its patch to Nintendo Switch. So previously, once upon a time on the episode of the Game Collection, I reviewed and talked about a game called Pillars of Dust, a NES style kind of classic throwback kind of RPG that does not take itself seriously in the slightest, and I mean that in the best way possible. Yucks from the beginning to the end, and it's just like a 10-hour RPG. It's a barrel of laughs made by a barrel of monkeys, and it's super cheap too. In fact, right now, I think in celebration of the fact that it's on Nintendo Switch now, it's actually, I'm looking at it, it's like $2.80. It's 60% off. It's always cheap, but I think that for what it is absolutely worth the price. And like I said, this way you can double your bits with one weird trick by playing on Nintendo Switch. High resolution, high color, 16-bit mode, if you will. So basically, it's just a glow up. You know, they just redid all of the pixel art. I think it looks really good. I didn't have any problem with the original 8-bit aesthetic, but I do think that this one's probably going to be a bit more palatable to people who are more into the Super Nintendo style of visuals. Oh yeah, and I guess if you already have the game on Steam, you could also just update to version 2.0. It's just a fun turn-based RPG. And I wanted to let you guys know that it is currently available on Nintendo Switch, super cheap, and it's looking good. I've already kind of given my full opinions on this game in that episode of the Game Collection. I've got a full review of this game out there. Aside from the most obvious visual improvements, there's also been a few other things that they've done, you know, bumping up the frame rate from 30 to 60 FPS. They've switched it to a native 16:9 now. I think they've also done some additional balancing and other music things, but really the main one that I noticed during my kind of replay through, and I've only replayed through for a few hours. I mean, it's a 10-hour game, so a couple hours in, I've played half of it. But those were the real standouts. But I did notice that it did seem slightly less easy. So I wonder if yeah, I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the rebalancing that they're doing. You know, it's a very casual RPG. It's not going to be the kind of thing where, you know, you're going to die very often. It does have some unique mechanics, though. After every combat, your stats kind of all return, your hit points come back, and all your magic points are returned to you. And it has this other really unique mechanic where the longer that combat goes on, like bosses, for instance, where they take several rounds, they'll actually get stronger, and it kind of incentivizes you to make quick work of most of your enemies, because if you don't, they will end you quickly. So yeah, I think that for the price that it is right now, just $2.80, yeah, check it out. I was gonna say I'll have links in the description, but honestly, I mean, sure, I guess I could, but you're gonna need to access it on your Nintendo Switch if you want it. Anyway, see you guys later.